Welcome to head coach Scott Satterfield's postgame press conference. Coach will start us off with a quick opening statement. Please raise your hands for questions. Coach?
Oh man, what a tough one. First of all, just give credit to Texas Tech. It was a great environment out here tonight. What you like to see, man. Our kids liked it. Playing in a great environment, Big 12 on the road. It was an opportunity to go in and try to earn some respect. And I think our guys went out tonight. One thing I'm proud about, they continued to fight the whole game, even when we got behind there in the fourth quarter. When maybe you're looking at it thinking, oh, we don't have a chance. But our kids never hung their head. They continue to fight. We get a big play out of Manny Covey, a guy who's basically fourth team on the depth chart for the big screen and went to the touchdown. I thought that was a huge play in the end of the game, fourth quarter. Got us back in it. And then our defense, really didn't do a whole lot to stop them much tonight, but we did on that one drive when we needed it. And we got them off the field. We made them punt. We get the ball back on the 10-yard line with an opportunity to drive and go down for either kick a field goal to get in overtime or try to go score. And the last drive was very unfortunate. We had Xavier Henderson goes down. We have to get a 10-second runoff. We get a big play to Royer. Then Sorsby goes to scramble. He gives himself up. He gets hit by two guys. They call it targeting, and they go review it and said it wasn't targeting. But then they said it was a 10-second runoff on that one as well. And unfortunate right there when you give yourself up. You're not supposed to get hit. We had two guys that hit him. And a 10-second runoff. And then within that same drive, Manny goes out, and so we go to sub, and then that probably we spent 10 or 15 seconds there subbing right there because they got to hold the clock. Unfortunate things that happened in the last drive. All that happened, we still made it an opportunity to go kick a field goal to win this game or to tie this game and go into overtime. And I was just proud of the effort, man. We lost. Several guys went out. Corey went out early in the game and could not go. Evan Pryor played well, and then he goes out. Then Manny makes some great plays. Ended up 2 touchdowns tonight. His first 2 as a Bearcat, and then he goes out. We're down to Vic, and so it was just a hard-fought game by our guys. Cam Ruxford goes out early in the game. He cannot come back in. But it was just one of these games. I think that it was a shootout here in West Texas, and we came up on the short end, but I'm proud of our guys how to continue to fight.
What was the explanation you got for the second runoff?
Yeah, with Sorsby,
Yeah.
he's I really couldn't quite understand what he's trying to say really on that one. I mean, I was really angry on that, because when you give yourself up, you're not supposed to get hit. Well, he calls targeting. I'm assuming that he's calling, we're giving ourselves up, we get hit, that's a 15-yard penalty, and then he, and targeting. But then he comes back and said it wasn't targeting. I said, well, what about the 15 yards? But he said, no, there's not a 15 yards on that. And by the way, it's a 10-second runoff. And I was like, I didn't understand why that happened. I'm sure I think because he stopped the play, and we were, it wasn't he got tackled in the field of play, so the clock's running, and he stopped it because of the penalty. Mm-hmm. And so when it stops within the clock's running, there's got to be a 10-second runoff, or you got to call timeout. And so he calls the penalty. They end up taking it up, but yet we still get penalized for 10 seconds. So I mean, it's like we got screwed on that one, any which way you look at it. So you'd love to have a little bit extra time there at the end because I felt like we'd have had an opportunity to go down and probably get in the end zone, but it didn't work out.
How does it change your game plan when Corey goes out, and how is he, if you have any update?
Yeah, I mean, we'll know more once we get back to Cincinnati. On Corey, it was some sort of I don't know if it was rib or oblique. I don't know what kind of injury it was. We'll know more as we get back. And he couldn't go, couldn't come back in. So then Evan's going, Pryor's going, and he was a little dinged as well, and then he got something with his leg, strained his leg, and then so he couldn't go any longer. And so then obviously you got to go to Manny, and Manny's practiced well and done some really good things and made some great plays tonight.
What was you mentioned tackling at halftime. Mm-hmm. Did you just see that as the main culprit?
Well, I mean, a couple things. I mean, give them credit. This running back's an outstanding running back. I mean, last year rushed for close to 1,600 yards. He's big. He's very patient in his running style, and he's got great quickness. And what they do is spread you out, in the passing game and try to create some lanes with him. And I thought they did a good job blocking as well. Mm-hmm. We didn't get off blocks well tonight, and then I think tackling in space was not good. I mean, there were several times where the running back got out in space, or they threw it out in space. We got guys there, we just didn't get them down, and then now it's a big play. So it was tackling, and it was just not getting off blocks. I mean, it wasn't good in a lot of ways tonight defensively.
Brendan was wearing a glove on the non-throwing game. Was that an injury or just preference?
I never did ask him. I mean, he was throwing good balls tonight and really had a good command, and I didn't ask him about why he put the glove on, but I noticed it just like you did.
Is that one of the toughest losses to swallow that you've had?
No, I mean, it's tough. I mean, any loss is tough. We can't stand losing. Our guys work so hard, and to go out and win, and to win a close one like this, you're coming down to the end, and it hurts. There's no question about it. But they all hurt. I don't think any more than any other ones. We can't stand to lose.
What about the fight that Brendan showed? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of yards that he threw, and there was a couple times that things didn't look so good. And
Yeah, he
somehow
kept
it
coming
was
back.
play.
Yeah, no, I mean he played awesome, man. He ran hard tonight too. I mean he rushed for 52 yards, I guess 52 yards. So he got some tough first downs. When it wasn't open, I thought he scrambled well to keep drives alive. He's fighting his tail off, and I think his teammates see that. When you see your quarterback fighting to get yards and trying to fight to help your team win, it inspires you. And I thought he played a very inspired football tonight. I thought he played an outstanding game. I mean, there was the pick six there. That was on us, the coaches. I wouldn't put that on him. They brought pressure on that. They had a free hitter coming to him. We didn't give him a hot throw, and that's what ended up happening. So that's on us. But I thought he played an outstanding game.
How much did you guys struggle to kind of get the running game going with your running back? Was that attributed to the injury?
I think it was several things. Corey goes out early in the game, and it's going to be a shootout type game. So you got to spread the ball out and try to get the ball outside on the perimeter. And once Corey went out, now Evans got dinged up early in his efforts tonight as well, and you're sitting there going, man, okay, let's try to get the ball in the hands of playmakers that are healthy. So I think that had a lot to do with it.
Neither of Nathan's kicks were easy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still his job
Yeah.
to open that back up?
Well, no, I mean, I think the first kick was a high snap, and Fletch did a good job of just getting it down, but it was a high snap. He got it down, not sure, where the laces are. You still got to, knock it down, but it was a long field goal, so sometimes, it tends to get pulled. And so I thought he hit it pretty good. It just kind of went left on there toward the end. I'm not sure about the last one. I don't know if he didn't hit that one as good, but they're over 40-some yards. A lot of pressure on. I thought our offense did a great job of getting down there really right before the half. We managed the timeouts well to get the ball back to try to get some points right before half, and then there at the end to give ourselves a chance to tie it up as well.
It's obviously a unique game with a lot of emotions. What's the message after a game like that?
Well, I just told them appreciated their fight, man, and continue to pull for each other, continue to play for each other. It's easy to start pointing fingers in that anytime you lose a game like this. Well, you didn't do something right, you did something wrong, whatever. We don't have time for that. We got to continue to lift each other up in that locker room, which they do. We got great leadership on this team. All these games are tough, man. They're going to be tough. I mean, just look across the Big 12, look across college football. They're tough football games. And you got to continue to stay tight as a team. You got to play for each other. You got to work your tails off. We got to be in the training room all next week. We got to bye next week, so our guys have to live in the training room to try to get as healthy as we can. With Rutherford going down, I mean, you already depleted a D line. I mean, that was another guy that went down that hurt. The rotation there up front. It's tough. So we got to get in that training room and continue to try to get healthy, and so we get the most healthy guys we can when we go down to Orlando.
One more for Coach.
Was there something on tape you saw coming into this one that made you think you could exploit your secondary through the passing game?
Well, I mean, just watching the film, throughout this season, I think there were some things in the secondary we thought maybe we can, let our guys try to make some plays in the back end and get some good run after the catch. But I still think we're just always going to try to take what the defense gives us, and I think they were doing a good job of stopping the run early too, and I think they were loading the box up, and so, we're trying to get out there to Henderson and Jamoy and Tony and the rest of those guys and Royer and see what they can do and make some plays, and they did. They made some great plays in the passing game. It was just one of these games where you just got to score a lot of points. Sometimes you run into these games where, offenses are hot and, it comes down to who's going to score last and get those points to win the game, and that's kind of what this game was.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
guys.
Coach.